Vipul and Vijan. In the forest of Pratishthan there lived a hermit well known for predicting future events. Many times the people of the village gathered around him and asked for predictions, even though the hermit did not always like to satisfy their curiosity. The hermit kept moving deeper and deeper into the jungle until people stopped looking for him. Two friends, Vipul and Vijan, got lost in the jungle on their way to Pratishthan. They feared for their lives in the dark and looked for shelter. Late in the night they saw a hut and approached it with fear and uneasiness. They peeped into the hut and saw a hermit deep in meditation. They assumed that he was the hermit known for his predictions. They waited until the hermit completed his meditation and then told him their story about getting lost in the forest. The hermit heard their story and offered them fruits. The compassionate hermit told them to rest. The next morning the hermit requested one of his disciples to show them the way to the village. However, before Vipul and Vijan left, they folded their hands and asked the hermit to tell them their future. The hermit declined politely, telling them that it was not advisable to know their future, and sometimes predictions may prove to be wrong. Both friends insisted, and at last the hermit told them their future. He looked at Vipul and told him he would become a king within a year, while Vijan would die at the hands of an assassin during the same time. Outside the forest, Vipul could not contain his joy, while Vijan was very gloomy. It was only natural. Back in their town, Vipul behaved arrogantly and told everyone that if they misbehaved, he would chop off their heads when he became king. Everyone in the village was afraid of him. Meanwhile, Vijan, a teacher, went about his work with great devotion and spent a lot of his time in prayers and social work. He was humble to all and eventually overcame his sadness. He no longer feared death, but surrendered himself to his destiny. 6 months later, Vipul asked Vijan to accompany him to select the site of his future palace. Both were surveying a deserted region when Vipul stumbled across a pot full of gold coins. He was joyous and told Vijan that he was going to use the money to buy a crown. Right then, a robber jumped out of the bushes and tried to snatch the pot. Vijan came to his friend's rescue, and the robber attacked him with a dagger. Vijan was experienced in defensive tactics and drove off the robber, although he received a cut on the shoulder. The grateful Vipul offered his friend half the gold, but Vijan politely refused, saying he was going to die soon and would have no use for the gold. Vipul spent the money irrationally and squandered it in eating and drinking. A full year passed. Vipul did not become a king, and Vijan did not die. Both friends went back to the hermit in search of an explanation. The hermit was in meditation. He said to Vipul, "Your destiny changed because of your thoughtless actions over the year. The crown that was meant to come to you was reduced to a simple pot of gold which you found in the field." Then he said to Vijan, "Your prayers, humility, and trust in religion changed your destiny too. Death by the hands of an assassin was changed to a mere wound." The two friends returned to the village, thoughtful of their actions and the results and the meaning of life.